everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another project share video. These are all the layouts I made from September onwards. So I think around the end of August, start of September to the end of 2019. So there aren't too many actually. I didn't do a whole lot of scrapping in December, 12 by 12 layouts anyway. I worked on my December daily a lot. I'm not going to share that because they all have their own separate videos and it's a bit hard to remember which ones I actually did. I also can't share my Project Life pocket page layouts with you because they're in their albums and I'm not sure, again, which ones I've done in that period of time. So yeah, these are my 12 by 12s. I'm just going to flick through quickly. As usual, these all already have process videos or they're on the way. So this one I made for the Scraptember series with Miranda Weber and Laura Alberts. So I made this layout. My challenge was, well, my prompt was to use washi, so I made a washi tape banner. This collection is the Rosie Studio Sugar Bell collection. My baby Violet, this was her first birthday. Okay, this layout was for Scrap the Boys for September. It was a floral challenge, so I fussy cut a heap of florals out and popped them up on foam. I've lost most of my title, so I'm gonna have to go back in here and fix that, but yeah, I did some mixed media splatters in the background, some sequins. Love that one. Little photo of me and my little man. This one I made for the Scrappy Sisters Scrap September hop, and the photo of my nana, my little Violet, again at her first birthday party, and I used the same collection, the Rosie Studio Sugar Bell collection. I think I've used that for all her first birthday photos. It flows really nicely in the album. It's a really pretty collection. Lots of mixed media in the background, white background for once. I really love how this turned out, so soft and pretty. This one is using a Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file. I'm not sure whether it was a design team layout or not. I can't quite remember. It might have been for a challenge. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a gorgeous. I used the Cocoa Vanilla Studio More Than Words collection. I love this layout so much. This really does have to be one of my favorite layouts I've ever made. It's just so pretty and beautiful. My little Violet as a newborn baby. She was only a few days old there. So pretty. This was definitely a DT layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files. I used a watering can with the florals. Nice big title, lots of journaling down here, and then I did like water drops coming out of the watering can. I really like this one. This is my little guy out in the garden with his dad's big Bunnings hat on. This was my layout for the Scrap the Boys October. This is using the Rosie Studio Briarwood collection, and the challenge was a sketch challenge. So it was these square layers and the 3 photos across the bottom with the clusters. Really beautiful. I love it. This is my little man, newborn. I think he was 2 days old in these photos. So pretty. As I mentioned before, I have no problem using florals or pink on boy layouts. No problem with that. This one was for the Unscrapped Bundle of Joy series that I do with Melissa Fining. Actually, I think this one might have been for that series as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So this is a series where we scrap our youngest kids, just try to get our baby albums scrapped really. So lots of strips of paper, a bit of mixed media, just lots of pinks and a few touches of soft blue and some glitter gold. Really pretty. Love this one. This was for a Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files design team layout. I used the leafy wreath. I cut it 3 times and I did mixed media on some of them, and some of them are just left white. And I used the Pink Fresh Studio Just a Little Lovely collection. This is my little darling. This is her Cake Smash Day. This was a layout I did for the Cocoa Vanilla Studio guest design spot. I did 4 layouts for them in September, October. So use the Unforgettable collection for that. So I made this beach layout for my little guy. Lots of paper layers. I did a bunch of stitching, some mixed media with my texture gel. I had a lot of fun with this layout. I really loved busting into this collection and using a very floral collection to make a very masculine layout. This is my second layout for them. I think I pretty much did 2 back to back. And this one I just went floral explosion, obviously. I used all the pattern papers. I used a floral cut file that I backed with paper and vellum. I used some more vellum back here on the layers, lots of floral die cuts, and quite a large photo. So this was, I think it was 5 by 7, but I cut it down. This is one of our wedding photos. I'm trying to get my wedding album scrapped, so love this one so much. It's so beautiful. It's really thick. I used a lot of dimension, a lot of dimensional foam, so it's pretty substantial, but that's okay. This is a double pager, so it's not a double page, it's more like complementary pages. I used similar colors and some of the same papers to make sure they complemented each other. So I made this one first. This was for Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files design team again. Actually, both of them were. So I made one after the other. I used the jack-o'-lantern cut file. I love how this turned out. It pops so amazingly off this page. I cut it in black and backed it obviously with a bunch of different oranges and some yellow. I actually popped up the orange part on foam and then the yellow is recessed, so it looks 3D. It's really cool. Some torn paper. This is a notebook edge punch. Some black splatters and just some cute little Halloween ephemera. Really cute, came together really quickly. This one, I used a cream cardstock, mainly because there's quite a bit of cream in this pattern paper, and the white here is cream as well. And I wanted to use these ghosties, and they're on white, so I just wanted them to stand out a bit more than they do on the cream. So I used I think it's a graveyard cut file. It's like a border, but I cut it apart and in silhouette and made all these different little ephemera pieces using that cut file. So I didn't have to use much ephemera on this layout at all. Some more torn paper. I think this was actually Sketch Challenge. We were sponsored by Stick It Down Sketches that month, so I used one of their sketches. Again with the mixed media splatters. I tried to do some really big black splatters. I love how they turned out for Halloween. And yeah, just my little guy trick-or-treating. It's the same event. He went as a little construction worker, well, Bob the Builder. Really happy with how those turned out. This is my third collection. This was my third layout for Coco Vanilla Studio using the Unforgettable collection. I did some paper layers, crepe paper ruffle. I used one of the cut files from Cut to You that they made to match this collection. And just minimal embellishing. I did a little cluster here, a few bits and pieces, and these florals because there was enough going on. I didn't need to chuck any more on there, but I really love this one too. This was Scrap the Boys for November. The prompt was superhero and it had like the starburst in the image, so I used the Simple Stories Little Dude collection, one of the few 12 by 12 papers that I had left from that collection. Used a cut file that I made myself in silhouette. Same with this like explosion burst, I made that in silhouette myself. A bunch of hand stitching around the outside, quite a bit of journaling, and just a few little ephemera clusters. And then my final layout for Coco Vanilla Studio. In November, I made this beautiful, another wedding layout. This collection is just perfect for weddings. Gessoed a white piece of cardstock. I did a bunch of mixed media, as you can see. I used a bunch of my glass bead gel. I don't know whether you can see that, my glass bead texture gel, love that stuff. Torn edges, lots of fussy cut butterflies and florals, and big title. I love this. This one I think I made just because. I don't think there was a hop or anything. I just wanted to make it. When I first saw this paper, it's from, again, the Rosie Studio Sugar Bell collection. I cut it apart and then I laid it on top of the second sheet of paper that you get that's the same. And yeah, just ruffled up all the edges so you can see there's lots of dimension. That kind of makes sense. So these stripes are underneath on this background paper, but I just cut the second piece because you get two of everything and then laid them over the top for texture basically. I could have just left it plain and just done the gel pen lines, but I think I like the ruffled edges, so that's why I did that. And I kept it really simple apart from that because I thought that had a pretty big impact, so I just did a little bit of embellishing around my photo and title. This was another Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files design team layout. A pretty simple, pretty monochromatic actually. I think I used mostly mint greens and browns on this. There is a teeny touch of pink in here and there, but very minimal. This was me and my husband visiting the clock centre in Montville. So it's a shop full of cuckoo clocks. So, you know, it was perfect. I love this cut file, it's so pretty. I cut it out on wood grain and then I backed it on like a birchwood wood grain. And yeah, I didn't back all the little pieces. I just backed the florals and the bird and the rest of it just on the one piece of paper. And I think it looks amazing. This was my last Scrap the Boys for 2019. I am on the design team again for next year, so very exciting. I'm very happy to be on there. One of my favorite challenge blogs of all time. But the prompt for this month was peace and joy, and it was a photo of a little baby in a Santa costume fast asleep. So I thought that would be a perfect opportunity to use my photo of my little man in his Santa costume. I did a bunch of baubles hanging, so they're a combination of shaker pockets, stamped images, and die cuts. I used like rhinestone strips to hang them from. Fussy cut some trees, just did a few layers, and yeah, quite simple, quite easy to put together. Most of these were already made, so yeah, I just whipped it up real quick. It was really fun. I love this one. This is one I made, I think, again, just because I had this die and stamp set that I really wanted to use. I got it in a mystery pack and it's peacock feathers, and when else am I going to use those? So I made those mixed media on top. Photo of this beautiful peacock at a zoo we went to on our honeymoon. And the rest of it's really simple. It's just plain white cardstock, a bit of a border, some splatters, some punched hearts, and a bunch of sequins. These are from the Spiegel Mum Scraps Holiday Mix collection. And just a few stickers and things here. Nothing fancy. Really quick and easy. This one I made for the Confessions of a Paper Addict. I think it was a 2,000 members celebration. I can't exactly remember, but I did it for a live video. So I went on live and we made this together. I used the starfish border. Again, another honeymoon layout. I really love how this turned out. I made a mood board for this and a challenge and everything. So yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that. Mostly, I think the papers are mostly Kaiser Craft and Rosie's Studio. And the ephemera is Maggie Holmes crepe paper Sunny Days. That's the one. A little bit of jute ribbon back here. It's really simple, but it looks amazing. I really, really love how this came out. Another wedding layout, again for Confessions of a Paper Addict. She made this Field of Blooms scuff file, and oh my goodness, as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to scrap this photo in particular of my wedding, because we are standing in front of a like a daisy shrub, and you can see all these daisies in the bottom. It just reminded me so much of this cut file. So again, I pulled out the Pink Fresh, just a little lovely collection. It's really, really pretty collection for weddings. I've used this one and the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Unforgettable a lot in my wedding album so far. They're just really pretty and soft. So obviously I backed the cut file. I cut all this out with my craft knife and tucked the cut file inside, so it looks like it's growing up out of this floral border. There's a few vellum flowers thrown in there, and then this big title. Love how this turned out. My daughter's playing with her musical cube again, if you can hear that, sorry. This was my Unscrap Bundle of Joy layout for November. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember everything that I made this for, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was for. So again, I used Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Is it Unforgettable, this background? No, it's More Than Words. So this is the More Than Words paper, the white and the black speckles. My favorite collection of all time ever made. If I had 10 full collections, I would never have enough. I just adore it. It's so beautiful. So I used the background paper, this, and I think most of the layering paper is from More Than Words. So is this heart. Most of the ephemera is from Rosie's Studio Sugar Bell, because I pulled out all the baking related ephemera. So I've got flour, mixers, a spatula, cookies, a cake, sugar, kitchen scales, and things like that, because, you know, I mean, how much baking does one person do? There's a lot of baking ephemera in this collection, but it's a cake smash, so it was perfect. Oh, I have probably 100 photos from this cake smash, and I love every photo, and I can't scrap all of them. I've already scrapped this cake smash so many times, and I'm justifying it to myself because I'm like, well, some have to go in her album, some have to go in the family album, some can go on the wall. I have some in a frame up on the wall right in front of me. I can't stop scrapping it. It's just, they're all gorgeous photos. I just adore them. There's more, don't go away. Now, I'm saying I didn't scrap that much, but I guess I did, because yeah, I mean, I've got quite a lot actually. So that one's not finished. I can't show you that. Okay, so these are the last few. I feel like I thought I had scrapped a lot of Christmas layouts this year, but I've done stuff all really. I think because I did so much in my December daily, I feel like I did lots of 12 by 12 Christmas layouts, but I've only done a few, so I don't know what happened there. I think I just got busy. So this is one of the layouts I made on retreat. I only got to make 2.5 layouts while I was away, because that's a whole another story. Go check out my vlog about that if you're curious. But this was one of the ones I got finished. I was really happy with it. Again, we had like a scrappy celebration in the group. We had a Craftmas countdown in the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group. All us design team girls did challenges, we did games, we did heaps of fun things. It's all over with now, but if you're watching this and it's not the end of January yet, you can still go and join in the challenges, because they end right around the end of January. And I do have a mood board up for this and a challenge, and a couple of the other girls have challenges as well. So you have until the end of January to enter. So, you know, go do that because you can win prizes and stuff. So obviously I've used the Build a Snow Globe cut file. I think it came with a little church as well, but I didn't put the church because we aren't at church here, we're at my grandma's house. So I backed the cut file, made a big shaker pocket, of course, because it's a snow globe. I put in some fabric down here, and there's some more fabric around my photo, because my mood board and my challenge was to add texture to your layout. So I used a lot of fabric, I used sequins, I used all these ruffled florals. The collection I've used here is the the Heidi Swap Emerson Lane collection, and the ephemera is from Rosie Studio Christmas one. I'm not sure what it's called. I've had it for too long to remember the name, but yeah, some splatters and lots of fussicking and layers. This was my most recent Unscrapped Bundle of Joy layout. This was December's. Made this on Retreat 2 really quickly in probably less than half an hour, which is super quick for me. It's very simple, but I love it. Done some paper layers. I used a journal card for my big title, a few ephemera clusters and some splatters and some enamel dots and a little bit of journaling, and I called it done. I was really happy with it. It's just really soft and pretty. I love it. I adore it. Here's another Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout. I used the Joy cut file. I cut it not too big because I didn't want it to take over the whole layout, but nice and big for a title. I cut it in black, which I'm really pleased I did because you can really see these beautiful details in the letters. And I think if I'd cut it on white, you would have lost some of that. I had a lot of fun with mixed media on this one. I've done some greens and golden yellows in the background and some Gina K glitter gel through a star stencil. I love that, so pretty. Lots of ephemera. So I did a couple of big clusters here, and then I have sort of tucked a bunch of little ephemera all the way around my title where there are little gaps. I've just snuck in little ephemera bits, and I really love the detail. So this is one of those layouts where the longer you look at it, the more you see all those little details. I love layouts like this. They make me really happy. This one, there won't be a video for this on my channel, unfortunately, because I did a live on Facebook in the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group for our Christmas event. I scrapped this live on there. The video is still there, so if you want to go and have a look, just go to the group and watch it there. Unfortunately, when I downloaded it, it won't download at a good enough quality for me to be happy to upload it to YouTube. It's just a bit too grainy. Last time I did that, I wasn't happy with it, so I'm just not going to do it. But it's a beautiful layout. You can go see the process video, like I said, in the group. I use the Christmas Cottage. I think it's called Christmas Cottage. Might be Gingerbread House. Anyhow, it's gorgeous, this cut file. I love it so much. There's a lot going on in this layout. It's very busy, but I'm really happy with it. It's my little guy's first Santa visit, so I kind of feel like it needed something amazing, and it turned out amazing. I'm really pleased with it. I backed my photo with some paper layers and a journal card back here. I really love the stripe. Some tags, some little tree ephemera around the outside, little snowman poking his head out the door. I love that detail. I added some little gemstones for the lights. I added a bunch of fake snow. I don't know whether you can see that. I used my coarse texture gel and then painted over that with white acrylic paint. It turned out so cool. And then I did little sequins of snowflakes. I hope you can see those. Anyway, you can see them in real life. I put in one of my little Christmas signposts. There is a tutorial for these on my channel if you want to go and have a look at my previous uploads. And then my title is Here Comes Santa Claus. Quite a bit of journaling down here. I love how this turned out. I love this one. So cute. And this one is for Scrap the Boys for January. So the January challenge is a color challenge. It's lots of blues and greens. Oh, I'm not really happy. My gesso is turning yellow. I don't know whether you can see that. That's all my gesso. It's turning yellow on my white pages. So I might have to go get some clear, I think. But anyway, whatever. Did a bunch of mixed media. You can see I used inks and paints and yeah, a bunch of stuff. Distress oxides, I think, as well. Yeah, I just went crazy. Just slapped it on there really, and then did a bunch of splatters. I tried to get some big splatters on there. It was hard because I just sewed the drops, didn't want to stay drop shaped, but whatever. These leaves are all stamped and die cut. These have a stamp and die set, so that made it easy. And these ones here with the black, I just die cut on plain white. And then I took my black Pigma Micron and just drew in all the leaf shapes and the veins and whatnot. I wasn't going to do that originally, but I just felt like the white, yeah, it was just a bit blah, so I just wanted to add a little bit extra, and I think the black really picks up the black in my title and this paper and my twine up here as well. So that is the last one. I really hope you enjoyed joining me. 2019, well done. I'm pretty happy with what I achieved this year, I think. Considering I don't get a lot of spare time to craft, I think I did really well with what I managed to create this year. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this project share, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. This is another Confessions of a Paper Addict layout design team. What? Christmas signposts. There is a tutorial for that on my video if you want it, on my channel.